Alright, so let me show you what it looks like when I'm at the campground. Pretty much the same as when I was on a Continental Divide. Got my bed there and my pillows on my platform bed. Normally I have like my power packs and power bank basically all down here, but I just have some wet wipes in there now. I don't need the inverter or the power pack for the most part because I have electric. So for that reason, I've got this set of plugs here, and then I just have an extension cord that goes out the back. When I was on the Continental Divide, I didn't have these boxes here. I had them in the front seat, but I just wanted to keep them there to easily access stuff. I actually have a coffee pot, which I don't carry with me normally, but since I'm sitting here, I figured I'd make some decent coffee rather than instant. Behind that is a space heater, which heats this thing up within a matter of minutes, literally, on the lowest setting. And then I've still got my burner that I use as well. So with the boxes there, I can completely stretch out. I can change back here. It's not that big of a deal. But in travel mode, I like to have the whole back open. It just feels a lot better back here. And then just on the side here, I've got some towels and jackets hanging up. But all my clothes are still in there. All the things that I don't really get at are in that box there that I only use every now and then. And then I've got one of my small tables just counter levered underneath the door of the storage unit, and that just holds my coffee pot when I'm making coffee. So that's pretty much it. I got my shoes down there so I can easily change things out, and then in the front, the stuff that I have to move every day are my water bottle, which I stick in the back, and I actually brought a cooler with me, and that I also stick in the back since I'm sitting here at the campground. And then I just went grocery shopping today, so I haven't put my bread or my water anywhere yet. And then over there on the other side, I've had the seat still out, and that's just some of my clothing that I use at night, and the bag that I use for laundry or for showers and things like that. And then all my tools and everything are down there still. So that's pretty much it. Not very different than when I was on the Continental Divide, but a couple extra amenities and a couple of different things just because I'm sitting here at a campground. And then for the extension cord, I just have it come out here. My seals aren't that great anyway, so it doesn't pinch the cord when I close my door. So I just take that cord, which is hooked to that box there, and I wrap it up and just stick it here behind my spare tire, and then just kind of jam it down here, and it doesn't go anywhere while I'm driving. So I just unhook it, put it there, drive to work, and then when I come back, I just pull it out and got electric again. So that's it. Just a quick look at what it's like back here. Not exactly the best when you're sitting in a campground for weeks on end, but I make do. It is a small space. I love traveling in this thing, but I don't enjoy it as much when I'm sitting in a campground. So anyway, that's what it is. That's what I've got. And I am gonna make some coffee actually right now. We're starting a late shift because it was too warm today, and make something to eat, chill out, watch some YouTube maybe, and then head to work. All right, it is Friday, October 9th, and I'm about to go in for my shift. Day shift ran all day today, so I'm expecting that we're gonna run all night. So last night was a very slow night, and since the skid steer work is mostly done with the culverts all being put into place, there's not a whole lot to do for the skid steer, so I'm working the ground crew, and we're just braking as often as we can, making sure we've got coverage on the piler, and since it's starting to get cold, let people warm up in their vehicles and do it a lot more regularly. So I think today is day number 13 straight that we've been working, and of that, 7 or 8 days have been 12+ hour days, and the rest have been 10-hour days. And the reason for that is actually heat. So sugar beets don't like the cold, and they don't like the heat. So we're not sure when we're going to end. We keep hearing in a few days, we keep hearing through the weekend. Everybody really wants to work through the weekend because Saturdays we get time and a half, and Sundays we get double time. But on Sunday they're expecting 74-degree weather, which I think is one of the warmest days that we've had. We just got our first paycheck today. That landed in my bank account. I was happy about that. That was about $2,000. I can't tell you right now exactly how much work that was. A lot of people are actually going to Michigan from here because Michigan starts their sugar beet harvest later than we do here. Minnesota's already done, and quite honestly, I would be really annoyed if I was at a station that was already done. Even if they ran out full shifts, until they were completed, it is still a very short season. I didn't come all the way from North Carolina to work like 10 days, so I'm really happy where I'm at now. Last year was way too long. This season's pretty short, but I'm still gonna make enough money. I've already figured I'll easily clear 3 grand after tonight, puts me over 3 grand. Bring on as many straight days as we can, but you can see it in the people. They're starting to get tired and worn out, especially the night crew, because it is tough to sleep in a campground during the day with the traffic going by all the time and people being active. So you can see here that that piler that was all the way in the distance when I first started filming is now even with the scale house. So the trucks have to turn right into the dump station. Smile, guys.
Oh, don't forget us in your videos.
You want to be famous.
So, last night I found this little girl who showed up at my Jeep and then jumped in. And she ended up spending the night with me. So, went ahead and bought a food dish, got some cat food. Already had this dry box down here, so I bought some cat litter, and she has made herself at home. Huh. She is a purring machine, and she loves this bed. So, I'm not sure where she got away from. I've been checking a couple of lost and found sites, and somebody did surgery on her recently to fix her. But there's a lady here that really would want to take her, and she lives locally. So since I'm going to be leaving probably tomorrow, then I'm going to go ahead and let her have her, and that way she will have a good home if we can't find out where she came from. So yeah, if I could, I would take her home, but we already have cats at home and we can't really take another one. So this one should hopefully have a really nice home with the lady that works in the skill house. But super friendly, very mild-mannered, and really cute. Alright, so I'm going to climb up with the camera. It's not going to be probably very good footage, but I'll do it. I just went up already, so I'll go up again, but the view from up there is pretty awesome, actually. The beets are already actually kind of squishy, and it's definitely a lot easier on the way up than it is on the way down. Sorry, the gusts are ridiculous. So wind noise is inevitable. Look at that. Look at that view. Alright, so when you stay behind to clean, sometimes you got to do the dirty work. This is towards the top of the machine. That is the dirt return from up top here. And that's where the dirt goes, drops down into the truck. But I need to go up there to get inside the screens. So I'll show you what that looks like. It ain't pretty. We're locked out, so we've got locks on the power equipment, so none of this can be turned on. Got the proper safety gear, so just one of those things that needs to be done. But look, even up here, man, this is pretty nasty. You got all the grease and gear oil and everything. And then that there is underneath the main conveyor that goes up here. So I'm gonna climb up there and I'll show you where I gotta go. All right, so from up top here, this catwalk, and then down there are all the rollers that separate the dirt from the beets. I gotta go down there and clean off some of that debris off the shelves and a little bit off the rollers and stuff. So here is the ladder to get down, and so now I'm gonna make my way down into the beast and get the job done. So this is what it looks like in here. Let's say I'm standing on the rollers. Got to go down there and get the rest of those beets out of there. Got to clean off that shelf down there. Been scraping the walls here. So the foreman but he said, "Isn't that a lot of fun?" And my response was, if this is your idea of fun, we need to take a hard, serious look at your life. This is the most I've worked since I've been here. I mean, I drive the skid steer and I help people on the ground crew. Actually, this is post pile is probably much harder work than the regular season for just about anybody, unless you got to clean this machine a lot. But they don't often have us get down in here unless there's a major problem. And then down there on the belts, sometimes we got to get in there and clean out all the beets or some of the mud, depending on how muddy it is. But it's usually like an hour or two and then you're done. But when you do post pile, this is what you do. So you want to make the money, sometimes you got to work for it. No big deal. It's a nice day. Look at that. If it wasn't for the wind blowing all the dust around in here, it wouldn't be so bad. But needed the workout anyway. I've been getting lazy. So I guess you can call it a win-win. Or maybe not. Look at that beet pile. So, alright, gotta get back at it. Alright, so now you can finally see that back wall. And these sides a lot better. Stuff like that just ain't coming off. Not with these little scrapers, no way. Wish I had a pressure washer. I could pressure wash the heck out of this. But first I was using one scraper. And then I got a hold of a second one. I was like Edward Scissorhands down here. So I think that's pretty much it. They just wanted the ledges done. I think I might have done a little bit more than they actually asked for. Actually, I see that I started that, and I'll go ahead and finish that bar there. Being OCD, that's the problem. You gotta finish the little things or else it'll gnaw at you. So looks a lot better than when I started. Finish that little spot and I'm out of here. So that guy is on top of 20 feet of beets, and that's another 10 feet behind him. Here they have the entire main belt out, and they're rolling it up here on this crane. So we just cleaned all this off yesterday and today on the cleats to take some of the weight off of it, but you can see how much mud is still on this thing. But that's the main belt that goes from the bottom all the way to the top to drop it down to do dirt separation. So that is pretty nasty, and since it rained last night, it's just pretty much all packed mud. mud now. Alright, so we are pretty much done with that piler. I just took the skid steer and cleaned up as much as I can on the landing strip here, but it is still a muddy mess because every time you go over there to dump the dirt, you just track more dirt across here. But just finished up with this piler and got the rest of the dirt off of this that we needed to. So it is pretty much a wrap. We just got to put tools away. We got to put the skid steer buckets away and to the Connex there, and just miscellaneous other things to wrap up for the day. So won't be too long before I'm heading to the shower, and then I'm out of North Dakota. So it is pretty much a wrap here. Looking forward to going home. I'm glad I got the extra hours. Today was the worst out of every day. The mud changes everything, and I don't like cleaning, so that doesn't help either. But it's over. I earned some extra money, probably at least $300+ by staying yesterday and today, if not more. I'll have to add it up and I'll do a video of basically what it's like monetarily to work here, and things to look out for, and things that us work campers want to have happen and what we don't want to have happen, and why. So I'm going to do a wrap-up video on all that, of the monetary side of this whole thing, so that if anybody's interested, they can look at it next year and just understand what goes on and what we're thinking when we're out here and why we come out here and the kind of money that's available. You know, because last year I made over $1,500 more than this year, but I was here a lot longer. So I'll kind of add that all up and say what's better, a short season with less money or a really long season with more money. So that's to come. I'll do that when I find out what the total is, and then what my bonus is going to be, and I can put all those numbers together. So for now, that's it. That's beet harvest season 2020 over, and I'm planning on being back next year unless life happens, so we'll just have to see how that goes. So anyway, that's it. I got to finish up here and get a move on. So before I end this video, here is my new to me drone. This was waiting for me when I got home. So rather than just get a drone, which there weren't that many to choose from, I went ahead and got a whole set because it wasn't that much more. And I was down to one battery. So this one came with these two batteries as well as the one that's in there. So I'm going to have 4 batteries. I don't have to worry about charging them as often. And I'm just going to sell my other controller. This also came with some filters, which I didn't have for my other drone, and a multi-battery charger. So thank you to the people that donated to the channel and that donated to the drone. I appreciate that. I'm going camping this weekend, so hopefully I can get some nice fall colors, but kind of excited that I can put a drone in the air, and that next time I travel, I will have a drone again. So just need to be a little bit more careful. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.